All right, well, just doing a little Nautilus.
And Ruler is playing Rel, okay.
This is a pretty strong comp here for the side of Team Bottom, but there's a lot of really strong scaling damage with the Azir and the Sion front line here for Team Mid. They have really good engage as well. Both sides, frankly, have pretty insane engage. And Pays.
Yeah, it's looking like it's not going to be the Aurora top. It's likely going to be the Aurora mid. This is kind of cool.
Guys, remember.
And now here we are, the season opening final. Team Mid versus Team 80 Carry. And having a look at just... Never mind, we're going to listen to the chants. All right, I did talk through the first one. I apologize for that. I will improve.
You're really out of practice.
Yeah, I'm so out of practice, man. And it's because Kesper Cup, we just didn't have any.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for them. And yeah, this is not where they should be losing. As Hook does pick the middle, and there is the passive to stun up Diablo, but Smash is making his way in, and Showmaker is now the one caught in an awkward position. Smash comes on over and says, all me, baby. Been calling for a jungler his entire career. As now he is going to come down once again. So he got the memo as Ruler, able to just crash out of the way of that Void Seeker, and Smash gets another one. Tuden's moving over.
Ooh, good flash. Teddy also coming over at a weird angle.
Flash forward here from Showmaker, looking for it as the Empress Divide picks them both up. Smash taken down, Ruler's dead as well. They do manage to get Showmaker, but Chovy lines up that passive once again, and he's out with barely a sliver of health. They'd say calculated, I think, as Faker comes in and tidies up the kill on Diablo with a Q. Pays has some spare time, but I think...
And Pays just TP top lane.
He's just going to ult towards Scout here and takes him down. That's actually Teddy that locks up the kill. So Pays probably a little, frustrated.
That matters as Showmaker's got 6.
Yeah, finds the hook. Will he throw down the ulti? That's the question, as does Soak a lot. There's a Magnustorm, though, looking real good here from Ruler. Smash is making the rotation over. Voidseeker finds nothing. The ulti does come on through as there's a killer instinct, but unfortunately, Chovy just dies. And there is not much of a response, and Showmaker going to immediately follow. Bit of a snafu there from our mid lane bottom laners.
Yeah, so close, and again, Smash turning up means that the mid bot lane are pressured to try and find the kills, forced in to try and make something happen, and Chovy oversteps on the tower and does end up going down.
Yeah.
I just realized it's really weird seeing the mid bot.
Faker still with a slight lead because he does have that kill. Another hook going to connect here as Voidseeker going to connect onto Diablo at the same time. Still Chovy not quite able to proc that passive.
Really trying to aggressively force this as, ooh.
Yeah, Anchor goes wide. Chovy's in so much trouble. Magnustorm holds him in position. Supercharger not going to get him out of that one, as there is the flash forward from Ruler to find it. Crash down as well to hold Showmaker in position, and Diablo just walks up, grabs that 4th shot, and that is another double for the bot laners. And look, far behind for... Scout and the bottom lane is Chovy looking to try and take down Diablo. Does get the passive, but in comes Smash. Finding that angle once again. Chovy this time will be able to at least complete the kill, but he knows he is very, very dead. Showmaker now just doing his very best to try and escape, and I don't know whether it's quite going to work as even... Oh, the buffer is very nice and has the Titan's Wrath as well. Now Pays looking to try and escape here as well, and it's looking like that might never mind. Probably not going to happen. Finds the ulti, pulls them both together. Scout is going to get taken down. The young hands on Mr. Pays are so good, and he wins the 1v2. Teddy moves in to mop up the kill onto Faker as well, and that is 2 on the floor. God, Pays is so good at this video game.
Pays is actually
Understandable. As now Chovy not going to get deadly flourished this time around. Scout's been pretty quiet in this game. And Pays is now just eliminating turrets all over the place. There's the crash down once again. Decent depth charge, and Scout is just going to dive on top of Diablo. Chovy with the follow-up will be able to lock down that kill as Smash with the Cyclone making it happen. Chovy awkwardly is just going to kind of fall as the overextensions continue, and Team Bot always seem to have the answer.
Yeah, Team Bot also going to pick up a turret here for Pays, and maybe Team Bot could be the team.
Ruler going to get out of that. Voidseeker connects onto Diablo. Don't quite have a Rage Blade complete or anything like that here for Chovy. All right, Showmaker is likely dead.
This is a
does
real
have
barrel
flash.
tribute.
It really is. He can flash over the wall, though. He shouldn't, because obviously he was in the wrong part of the map. As now Faker, Unstoppable Onslaught comes through, and Pays tries to ult his way out. Let's see where the scout can hit these buttons as Faker is very close to dead and not going to take the bait this time around. No outplay to be had. So Pay's just on the floor, and that is Scout being able to pick up one.
I still think it was actually closer than it had any right to be.
Oh, I just realized he's building a LGR because I added Giant Slayer back to it.
Yes.
Yeah, so against Zion, he wants to play the side lane. I mean, we got that from the Fiora game, but here as well.
Teddy gonna pop this. Watch this.
Murder Faker.
Teddy, pop it. Oh, come on. It's the most satisfying thing they did to the turrets in this game.
I know, missed the bottom lane one as well. A little bit of a shame. As everyone has some quest completions now. Maybe this is the game. We're going to see level 20 Faker versus level 20 Pays in the ultimate 1v1.
It could happen.
Well, that Rage Blade did happen that we were talking about. 2 items complete for Chovy, as well as a couple done for Diablo.
Teddy's got that same set of items he had on the Syndra last time around. Now on this Aurora, he does a lot of burst. UCal, a bigger threat in sides. You could argue with that. Nashor's Tooth doesn't quite have his second item yet, but either of these mid laners left alone, and they will rip turrets off the map as Ruler is going to look to engage.
Oh, Magnastorm does come in. They're looking to try and dive this turret as Scout standing his ground for the minute. Chovy with the killer instinct looking to try and fight off Smash and will be able to do so. Finds the passive proc as Faker turns up and not able to slow down Diablo there with Aurora the Slayer. So that is UCal now going back to base, and a 3,000 gold lead here, yes, for Team Bot. But it's looking a little more playable than some of our other big leads. Now Pays looking to try and teleport away, but it's going to be interrupted here by Faker. Gets the knock-up, as he's not exactly doing a lot of damage, but now Chovy's going to come through. There's the ulti connecting there from Pays, though, as he doesn't actually try to escape. Looks instead to just do a bunch of damage here to Chovy, and yeah, unfortunately unbound the soul, so he's dead.
Nearly, when he first unbound the soul, he nearly clipped him.
Yeah, it was actually insane.
Yeah.
Is he the best Yone player? Obviously not, but
Diablo is likely to die. Really good position there on the Q from Faker. Nicely done. Showmaker's the one to lock down that kill. A little bit unfortunate, but it kills a kill.
I remember the first time Rich hit him with one of his charges.
Great hook there from Showmaker as well. He's really getting his eye in on this Nautilus today. As in comes Teddy. Can he find that angle? He goes between the worlds, but now he might be heading towards a world he didn't want to go to. And that is the Death Chamber.
This is a big swing back for mid. They're going to grab so much gold here off of this turret as well.
That was their domain. They were in the mid lane. Obviously, this is where they were the most comfortable.
The gold is suddenly almost even here, and Baron is theirs for the taking. In fact, they should be able to take a lead off of this play.
This is actually crazy. This gold swing is ridiculous.
Yeah, huge pickup on the back of this play, and Team Bot kind of just floundering. And I think as well, you know, obviously Pays is built specifically to deal with Faker in the side lane. Like, you have a Jhin into the Scion, and Faker's starting to get super strong. And has just picked up a Randuin's, which is pretty...
So much space bot, that's Baron.
Yeah, well, now curtains have been called here as Diablo good position to land some pot shots. Can he get the last one? The answer is no, as now Smash could be in trouble. UCal looks for the angle, but now he's alone, and Pays is able to punish. Team Bot now with the man advantage, and without UCal, it's really dangerous here for Team Mid. Ruler is very, very low. Faker comes in with the unstoppable onslaught, and the rest of them will now engage. Chovy in with the killer instinct, flashes to get out of the way, but my God, Smash with the Cyclone is able to get the angle. Still, Faker is really, really dangerous, even on this Scion. And so it is only 2 and 1 left alive.
And they just knocked all those Baron buffs off everyone apart from Faker. So, you know, it looked like Team Mid was getting back in control of the game, but a big team fight win.
Than what we're seeing on Smash right now.
And so far, you know, this game is delivering Smash once again.
Never mind. Smash pretty happy about this position, as it turns out. Cyclone going to be able to get a whole bunch of knockups. Ruler comes in to try and add to it, as Showmaker still thinking that there's a possible angle here. Does get the knock up there onto Diablo in the back line, and Void Seeker does land. Chovy, do you go for it? That is the question. The answer is yes, as he's kind of gone in on everything so far. Still not going to be able to lock down that kill. Okay, this is frightening. Chovy going to be able to supercharge out of the way of Teddy. Has Showmaker there to try and help him out, but Chovy's still going to die as Ruler comes in to say goodnight to his mid laner on Gen G. And yeah, Showmaker just going to be dispatched once again. Now Pays looks for the angle. Faker can have that ultimate interrupted. And now, I mean, it does take a lot to get through this Scion, so maybe you guys could talk while they kill it.
I mean, this is a pretty big win here for bot, though. It's a ton of gold, and it's so much of the map opened up. In a fight that was really scrappy. I mean, SHOWMACHER came out of nowhere. They're wrapping around from mid lane, but they're still not able to win the fight. CHOVY's engaged, did not pay off, and they had control until that moment.
It's like, it swings and roundabouts. Seems to be turning a lot in the blink of an eye. We have a minute and a half on the next Baron and 2 minutes on this Dragon Soul as CHOVY once again in a little bit of trouble as FaZe needs to be a little careful as he does find the ulti. Can he get a kill back? The answer's no.
How many turrets do they get in return, though, is the question. UCal escapes here, but this turret is not long for this world. Look at that damage on the corrosion. And bottom lane also pushed in right now. They could just wrap around and try to grab 2 enters in exchange. Not quite able to get that mid turret. It actually survives with just that final plate, but I feel like the death of FaZe is worth it, and he keeps almost able to take this in time. TP is going to come straight to the top lane here from Teddy.
They absolutely need to. As Ruler on a ward, gets a ward down himself though, so not going to be in too much of a dangerous spot.
I think they're just going to take the TP and be happy with it.
Oh, Teddy's position is now known as CHOVY gets on top of him. Killer Instinct to flash forward, and down goes Teddy. Almost just blows up CHOVY in the meantime. However, not going to be the case. That could be a huge deal for this next fight. As now Smash gets a big old shield. UCal's down, but that is just going to be Scout soloing out the AD carry. And now it's just FaZe with the damage. I guess Smash there as well as FaZe looks for that angle. Speaking of damage, Hook is going to connect, but he'd unbound the soul, so he just snaps back.
The margins in this game are so thin in these scenarios. If that goes even slightly better either way.
Is that maybe Team Mid would just kind of steamroll after the form they've had today, but this has been a nail-biter.
Yeah, and FaZe is now level 18 and will be getting even further.
Oh, the root.
Seeing it as, oh god, yeah, Teddy manages to connect it, and down will go UCal, and that should just be bot being able to move on over and take this Baron.
And that might not be game ending in itself, but I think that might be the moment we remember in this finals, is the moment where bot did break the backs of Team Mid. That catch onto UCal there, the TP from FaZe, he's right in position to follow up on Baron. And that is going to be so much money, the pockets here of bot. And the control they've had over the map, they lost a little bit on the bottom side, but they should be able to shore it up almost completely here. And Team Mid is far up.
Yeah, these waves are certainly very pushed up on the mid side as Scout taking a lot of damage himself. Not sure about that one, Faker, as he does move very far forward, but he's still, as I said before, obscenely tanky. This time Diablo doing a decent job getting through him, and SHOWMACHER gonna have to tank for Faker here. Takes so much, but he is able to walk it off. But in the meantime, FaZe at level 19 is just crashing through these turrets. Faker looking worse for wear. And yeah, FaZe is just gonna kill this. UCal, I just don't think he's going to be enough, as yeah, he's just gonna shift the sands to try and get himself the heck out of the way. Bot just gonna stop the backs to allow FaZe to do his work. The Void Seekers are really hurting as CHOVY has put together quite a few dangerous items, but with the Sun Disc there, it's not going to quite be enough. The Empress Divide just mistimed completely, and FaZe does get the stopwatch out of him, but does take down a Sun Disc there as well. Ruler goes way too aggressive as Scout's fighting against Smash. Some jungle v jungle here, as Mega Cone is just going to break that one up, as Smash is just dead. The Acathian Rain is going to claim it, and UCal, to his credit, is still alive, but his inhibitor is not.
Yeah, I think there was a flash missing from that combo from Ruler there. Not so practiced on the Ral. Oh, some trouble there.
Unsurprising, as great little hook to follow up as Diablo gonna get taken down, and now CHOVY goes golden to avoid dying to Teddy, but he dies to him anyway.
Looks like his Acathian Rain didn't quite connect there, does end up dying. I think CHOVY just saved the game though, because he was able to take out Smash, but also in moments before, on Ruler's flank, he blast coned Ruler away. Ruler had flash and ult there on that flank, and I think if CHOVY doesn't stop him from finding that angle, he probably shuts them all down. The game might have just straight up ended. Ruler then messes up his combo, and the subsequent fight gets picked off. And the rest is history.
Oh my god, that's exactly what we needed to see. What was that, says Teddy. Oh, true. I'm really glad that you bring it up, and then immediately we get Ruler's reaction confirming exactly what you said.
The rest is history was a little bit more interesting than I thought, though.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more historical now. As in live, Faker's looking for something.
Yeah, FaZe on a bit of an angle here as well. Still searching for that level 20 as SHOWMACHER gets the heck out of the way. Scout may not be so lucky, though, As Smash and Ruler were looking for him. Snap back there from Pays, and now another chance at this Chemtech Soul. Pays has to use the ultimate defensively, though. That is dangerous.
Down too.
Yeah, that's a lot of key ultimates that have been put up. We still have Emperor's Divide done. Pays now in a lot of trouble as they are looking to try and burst down this dragon, but I just don't think they'll be able to do so. There's Between Worlds from Teddy. Gets out of the way of the Emperor's Divide as well as UCal goes golden. Scout looking to make his way back to try and defend these players. These health bars for Team Bot are so incredibly low. Chovy able to kite it out and takes down Ruler, and Team Mid just looking that bit too durable.
I've never seen a Jin in a worse scenario.
Oh my God,
Teddy.
okay. There's the unstoppable onslaught, a triple kill here for Faker. The level 19 Scion as Scout picks up the ace. And I think maybe, ladies and gentlemen, that could just be it.
What a close fight, though. I mean, Chovy narrowly surviving, doing massive damages in the last part of that team fight, picks up his 15th kill of the game, and is going to be the one who leads the charge to end this one. A phenomenal performance, even as you mentioned several times, Alex, winning the lane against Team Bot.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy.
Stuff.
And, like, I feel like Chovy was kind of just going in most of the game. He died 8 times, the most on his team, but he also just killed everyone. And that is how you win games, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that wry smile on his face as well, as they're having a bit of a giggle. And once again, Team Mid reigns supreme. Faker just keeps winning.
The overall ranking of the roles has shifted, but Team Mid are still on top.
Yep.
And a pretty, you know, it was a close finals, we can at least say. There was a lot of back and forth, but Team Mid just get it done.
A lot of positives to say about the performances of a lot of these off roles as well. I feel like Showmaker had some great plays, mainly on his signature LeBlanc